Whew. Okay. I'm already crying. That's cool. This video may be in a bunch of parts because I'm filming on my phone, and as you guys probably know, my phone sucks and it doesn't have a lot of memory. So I'm gonna try and get through this as quickly as possible. But if, oh god, I'm already crying. But if there's a scene change, angle change, whatever, that's why. Alright, so this is my end of the year recap. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, something like that. Where to begin? I guess let's begin in January. You know, starting this year out was really tough. At the time, I was living with my brother in his house, and as many of you know, that situation was not a good one for me. I'm not gonna go into detail, but it was just a really, really, really rough situation. Thankfully, I got out of that situation. I moved back in with my mother. I was there for a couple months until I decided to move to Banff. Because there was a lot of work out there. I couldn't find any work in Calgary, so I moved to Banff because there was a bunch of work out there, and I got a job there, housekeeping. So I lived there for about, I want to say a month, less than a month, I don't know. I had a tough time adjusting there because I was all by myself at the start. You know, Talon eventually moved out there with me, but for the first couple weeks I was all by myself, and it was really tough. In April, I went to see 21 Pilots for the first time. If you guys know me, you know 21 Pilots is my favorite band, so seeing them live for the first time was magical. So yes, I went to see 21 Pilots for the first time in Saskatoon, and it was amazing. It was incredible. I met my friend Andrew there, as you guys know, if you've watched my 21 Pilots recap video. That's where I met my friend Andrew. And, like, if you guys, I'm not going to go into detail of the 21 Pilots thing in this video. If you guys want to see that, I have a 21 Pilots recap video, and it's in 2 parts, I believe. So, yeah. Then, a couple days later, saw him in Calgary. And then, right after that, I had to go back to Banff. And my mental state was not good at this time. I was in a really, really dark place. I was really low. I'm just gonna trigger warn right now. I actually tried to kill myself on April 10th, I believe it was. It was a Sunday. So that was, I still don't know, like, why, what triggered it. And it was very, very weird because, like, just a couple days earlier, I had, like, had the best day of my life, you know, like, I went to see 21 Pilots, I met Tyler Joseph, you know, like, it was the greatest day of my life. And so, I don't know, mental health is weird. So that happened, and I actually ended up having to move back in with my mom, back in Calgary. And so, I did that. And then, basically went through months and months and months of not having a job, trying to find a job. In the summertime, I believe it was in June, I met Charity. You guys know Charity. She's one of my best friends now. I met her online first, and then she said she was coming to Calgary because her dad lives in Calgary, and she was, like, staying with her dad for the summer. And I was like, yes, God, I have a friend now! And so, because Talon was still in Banff, you know, I could barely see her. So I was like, yes, Lord, give me a friend. And so me and Charity literally started hanging out, like, every single day. We went to the Stampede together. We were gonna go see Simple Plan, but it started raining all day. And Charity was just too cold. She couldn't handle it, so she went home. I ended up staying because, like, no amount of rain was gonna keep me from seeing Simple Plan. Me and Talon also saw Coleman at Stampede, and me and my friend Sinead went to see Walk Off the Earth, who we actually saw together, I think, like, 3 years before that, so it was kind of like our tradition thing to go see Walk Off the Earth. The rest of the summer, me and Charity were just hanging out every single day. You know, we were trying to find jobs together, which didn't really work out. We didn't really find one, except, well, I did. I actually ended up getting a job at Zara. If you guys don't know what Zara is, it's like a high-end-ish clothing store, and I got a job in the stockroom, and it was amazing. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The lineup for X Fest X-Fest is basically an alternative music festival in Calgary every year. The lineup for X-Fest was released, and 21 Pilots was announced as a headliner. And so I was like, yes, God! Yes! My boys! I need to get tickets. That was my ultimate, like, motivation for getting a job, is so I could get X-Fest tickets. And not only was 21 Pilots playing, but also Halsey was playing. So it's like, there's no way I'm missing Halsey. Bitch, yes! My queen! There was I tried my best to get a job. I was out like every day, handing out resumes, doing my best. Nothing came back. So I was about to like lose all hope. And so every single day, X92.9, which I'm pretty sure is the radio station that puts on X-Fest. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. They were having like giveaways every single day. Like you call in, and if you're like the 9th caller or something, you get X-Fest tickets. And so every single goddamn day at the hours that they were doing it, I was listening to the radio and I was waiting to call in. And every single time my call didn't go through. And so it was the very last day that they were giving away X-Fest tickets. I tried to call in. I tried to call in on that day and the last hour, and I freaking called and nothing. My call went to voicemail. I was like, no. So I don't know what it was in me. I think it's one of those things where like I really needed this. I really needed to see my boys again. I needed this day. And so I lost it. I broke down. I was checking my email. I'm not going to go into extreme detail about X-Fest. Sorry, I'm going to make a video about X-Fest because I have so many clips and stuff from X-Fest and I want to make a big video. Just haven't gotten around to it. Basically, I got an email from this guy named Chris, and he basically bought me X-Fest tickets. And so I was like, I lost it. I started bawling and I was like, who is this angel person? Me and Chris actually are like very good friends now, and he is like my angel sent from heaven. Buys me concert tickets. Like, what? Like, who does that for someone? Like, angel person. Anyway, I went to X-Fest with Tasia and Charity. We went to X-Fest and we met up with Jess and Emily, who were more 21 Pilots friends, and I got to meet them for the first time, and it was just incredible. And we had Barricade, which is insane. So after X-Fest, I'm pretty sure it was like a couple days after X-Fest, I started my new job at Zara. And I love my job at Zara. I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of my jobs that I've had, I've not liked, but like I loved my job at Zara. I loved it. And so after working at Zara for a bit, I felt like I needed a change. I felt like I needed, I don't know, new scenery maybe? I'm not sure. So I texted Tasia and I was like, are you still looking for a roommate? Because I remember she told me she was looking for someone to live with her. And so I was like, are you still looking for a roommate? She's like, yes. And I'm like, boo, I'm moving in with you. So yeah, I made all my plans. I saved up my money from Zara. I bought a bus ticket. A few nights, I think it was like a week and a half-ish before I left, Chris ended up actually buying me a ticket to go see Tegan and Sara, who I've waited like 5 years to see, and they were coming to Calgary, so it was like a hometown show. So yeah, I went to see Tegan and Sara, and it was magical, and I had Barricade, and it was just a blast, and I met new friends there, and it was amazing. And I'm forever thankful for Chris, because he's the truest MVP. He really is. A couple weeks after that, I packed all my bags and I jumped on a Greyhound. I think the bus ride in total was like, oh man, it must have been like 12 hours, something like that, because we ended up having to take like a 4-hour detour for some reason. I finally got to Vancouver Island though, hopped on the ferry, got to the island. Tasia got me in Nanaimo, brought me home. Basically, and that's kind of where we are now. Yeah. This year has been really, really, really hard. It's honestly been one of the worst years of my life, but it's been the best year of my life at the same time. This is where I'm going to start crying. It was the worst just because I went through a lot this year, between my brother and my mental health, and it was really, really tough. You know, it was really hard. But you know, this year was the best year of my life at the same time. I honestly only had like 3 friends last year, and that was like Talon and May and Mila, you know, like and Claire. I'm like, I know I have like internet friends, but like a lot of them are just kind of like friends, not I'm not super close with them. But like Claire and Mila and May I am very close with. But now like I have so many friends from like all over, you know, like I have like Andrew and Sam and Emily and Jess and Charity and Tasia and Audrey, you know, like, and they're all the people who like who believed in me when I didn't really believe in myself, and when I wanted to give up, and when I wanted to just stop making music and just give up on my dream because I felt like I wasn't good enough to do it. They were all there for me, and they were all always very supportive. And you know, I would honestly not be alive if it wasn't for Tyler and Josh. I can't go through this video without mentioning them because you guys know how much they mean to me. You know, like from seeing 21 Pilots for the first time live and having Josh like look at me and like do his like wink tongue out face thing at me, from actually meeting Tyler and getting not even like getting to have a conversation with him, but like just the fact that I could say thank you to him was just incredible, and I hope he knows what I meant by that. And giving him the letter I wrote to him and Josh. I'm gonna end this video off just by saying, if you guys have not read my pinned tweet on Twitter that I have on my main account, please go read it because it explains this more in detail. But basically, for the year of 2017, I'm not going to be posting my face on the internet. I will still be posting, I will still be active on social media, I'll still be tweeting, I'll still be on Snapchat, on Instagram, on YouTube, I'll still be posting covers and music. I just won't be showing my face. So this is the last time you guys are going to see my face. And so I go into more detail of why I'm choosing to do this on my Twitter, but yeah. So yeah, this year was the best year of my life, and I just thank you guys. I just want to thank you for sticking with me, and even though I know I had some really low points this year, I'm forever thankful for you guys because you guys are what kept me going. And I really hope that 2017 is even better and I go to even more concerts and I make more music and all of that. I hope you guys had a great year because I know you guys deserve it. Yeah, and just thank you for sticking with me, and I hope you guys stick with me through this next year. Yeah. So, I will see you guys in the new year, and I love you guys a lot. Bye!